We apologize for the incorrect story carried. We'll bring you the correct story introduced a bit later in the cast. Meanwhile, Minister Ben, who also holds responsibility for housing and water, says residents in Region 8 will have better access to potable water in 2009. Residents of Madhya, including Campbelltown, have not been receiving water through their taps. Minister Ben says residents are experiencing difficulty due to wastage at the lower level, resulting in insufficient water pressure. He says the pipelines to the homes at the lower levels will be repaired and a bypass line with requisite valves will be installed. Mining activities in the region had severely damaged portions of the infrastructure which impeded developmental works during last year.
Welcome back. And now for the story we introduced earlier, which says City Hall workers are likely to be paid their December 2008 salaries by Monday of next week, even as the Deputy Mayor laments a local bank giving City Hall the cold shoulder. Here's that story.
I have been advised by no other person than His Excellency the President that as far as he is aware, the funds have been approved for payment today to the municipality for the outstanding taxes in the third quarter.
Deputy Mayor of Georgetown, Robert Williams. Williams says he is disappointed with the slothfulness of Republic Bank to grant the Georgetown municipality a loan to pay workers.
Also was very concerned about such a relationship which exists with the bank for over 100 years, that course of action had to be delayed so long. As a consequence, a motion is being tabled before the Council to review our relationship with the Republic Bank to the extent of transferring our accounts and doing business elsewhere.
Mr. Williams says he has spoken to union representatives, and one representative will accompany the city treasurer to collect a check from the Ministry of Finance.
In relation to the unions, they have been brought up to date, and I've asked the representative of the Guyana Labour Union to accompany the treasurer to the Ministry of Finance to verify the collection of that check towards the payment of the workers.
City Hall has been scraping all avenues to have their workers paid their December salaries. As Deputy Mayor Robert Williams had stated, he was awaiting a call from a bank to approve a loan to do so. Meanwhile, municipal workers have to endure the Christmas and now the New Year unpaid. For the NCN 6 o'clock news, I am Giselle Archibald.
Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Dr. Frank Anthony, says 2008 on review has been a successful year for his ministry. Dr. Anthony says, although there were challenges this year, there were lessons to be learned from the hosting of CARIFESTA, especially more so in the coordination of persons. Nicole Telford filed that report.
The year started with MASH 2008 being filmed and showcased by the British Broadcasting Corporation. This accomplishment of showcasing Guyana, says Culture Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, lent to the preparation for CARIFESTA 10.
I think a lot of our visitors that came in for CARIFESTA was pleasantly surprised by the high quality of art that was on display by local artists, and many of them have now been invited to various countries around the region.
He explained that the youth arm of the ministry has also seen improvements in 2008, and training of more youths is on the cards.
The Kurukuru Training Center, we have about 170 children enrolled in that facility, and most of these children would come from the hinterland. We do a 10 months program, at the end of which they graduate with a certificate.
The minister adds that the National School of Dance, the National Trust, and the museums all benefited from the reawakening of culture during the hosting of CARIFESTA. The challenges faced this year were mainly related to the coordination, mobilization, and funding. On the payment for workers during CARIFESTA, he said a mere 2% are still to receive payment. He added that the ministry were sorting out duplicate invoices before effecting payment. The volunteer program is believed to be an ongoing benefit, and as such, volunteers would be willing to participate in future events. Nicole Telford, NCN 6 o'clock News.
Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh has expressed disappointment with statements made by the AFC about the status of the Skellon Sugar Factory in today's edition of the Kaichur newspaper. According to Minister Singh, these comments are misleading and have been deliberately used to achieve political mileage. Here again is Edward Lane.
AFC leader Raphael Trotman has lashed out at government, criticizing its foresight and interest regarding the Skellon Sugar Modernization Plant. According to Trotman, money should have been invested in strengthening the old factory instead of building a new one. However, Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh says persons should not paint pictures about what is happening at Skellon without having a clear understanding of the issue.
The company needs to be given a chance. All of the stakeholders interested in this project, that is the contractor, the consulting firm, the supervising consulting firm, and the company itself, they need to be given a chance to complete the tests, to take the actions that are necessary to address the issues that emerge during the tests, so that the factory can be brought into operation. This is not a matter to be made into political football.
He adds that government's position is to ensure that all issues related to the factory are sorted out and GAISUCO's revenue is maximized. He has reiterated that the losses being portrayed were anticipated by the board during the testing phases. Minister Ashni says the project was carefully considered before being undertaken with input from all stakeholders of the industry. He notes that the current problems plaguing the industry must be seen within a broader context.
The Skellon Sugar Factory cannot be viewed in isolation from or cannot be removed from issues confronting the sugar industry in general. Specifically, the very drastic changes in the world market environment in which sugar is operating, and specifically the cut in the European price for sugar. And our decision to construct the Skellon Sugar Factory was specifically premised on the need for us to be able to make our own domestic sugar industry more competitive in this environment.
Contrary to previous reports carried about crop losses in the Kaichur newspaper, GAISUCO notes that only 6,400 tons were scrapped, while the aged cane will be carried over to the first crop of 2009. Comments made about the cane dumpers have also been deemed as incorrect, since it says the supply contract was awarded to an American company, while the Chinese were only responsible for installation. The cane dumpers are expected to undergo test runs early next year, and the company has expressed confidence that maximum capacity will be met. In the meantime, government is devising strategies to address the current problems, and President Barry Jagdeo has announced that there will be major changes in the GAISUCO management in 2009. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, I'm Shardalal.